So the story kind of starts back in fall of 2018. I went to Seattle for a couple of days, and Seattle's pretty nice in the fall. I recommend going in the fall or summer if you get a chance. Those are pretty much the only times where it's not dreary. So there's this place called Pike Place Market, and right outside the market there's this elevator, this outdoor elevator where you can take it all the way up. I think it goes up 2 floors, and once you get to the top, you're overlooking Elliott Bay. Breathtaking sight. Like I've never seen something like that before. And I was like, wow, I have to like capture this moment so I can share it with people back home. And so I took a pic. It's not good. Like I went home and I was like, hey, here's this thing I saw. And it was like, meh. It's like, whatever. I thought that if I was a better photographer at the time, it would be easier for me to share like these moments with other people that I knew. And I bought a camera pretty cheaply from a pawn shop. I bought a Nikon D3400 for about $400 after taxes and everything. And so essentially I took a bunch of pics in that 2-week period of time after I bought the camera. The reason I'm mentioning 2 weeks is because the pawn shop that I bought it from had a 2-week return policy, and I used it to the max, essentially. I ended up returning the camera because I thought I could get a cheaper deal on Amazon for like a Rebel T6i with a bunch of other stuff in the kit for $395 instead of $4. So in order to save $5, I returned it. Turns out I've been finessed because as soon as I went back to check, the kit was like $500. So for like a month, I was just cameraless. I ended up going back to the same pawn shop, buying the same camera a month later. And because it was a month later after I had returned it and it hadn't been selling, they essentially gave it to me for $100 off. I'll put on the screen some of the pictures that I took with that first camera. I mean, fair warning, not really that good, but I mean, right? I returned to Seattle for the summer, from like May to August. I was going to just take a bus, get off at a random stop, take a bunch of pictures where I was, like go home, edit, and then like just have this collection of pictures from the entire summer that I would be like proud to show off. Realistically, none of that happened. I did none of that. Being in a new city and being filled with enough experiences already, I didn't necessarily feel compelled to, flex those photography muscles, I guess. Knowing that at the time I wasn't really good at editing. I actually have a pretty funny story. I went out with this girl and, she's like, oh man, this guy's a photographer. So she wanted some pics for the IG, of course, but the pics I took, they were not good. I did take some pictures that I liked in Seattle, and I'll put those on the screen. Other than that, I went to Vancouver the weekend after Independence Day, which for the US is July 4th. I'll put some pictures of those up as well. But that's pretty much my experience in Seattle, like when it comes to taking pictures. I know, disappointing. I came back to Orlando in August, and from there I pretty much fell off with photography completely. Also, if you notice that some of the pictures I put up before, the majority of them were landscape photos, and I think the reason for that was because I wasn't as confident in my editing skills. So I wouldn't take pictures of people, because if you take pictures of people and they turn out bad, it's like kind of like you made them look bad, and I don't want to make anybody look bad. Around October or so, I got really good at editing with Lightroom, and in December I got pretty good at editing in Photoshop, and I want to see how far I could actually take the photography thing. So I'll show you some pictures that I took before and then after. For a couple months to 2020, and I mostly take product photos now, products and interiors, so like shooting Airbnbs. I still shoot portraits from time to time, but it's definitely not lucrative at all. Overall, I'd say this last year of photography has been very fulfilling, and as a hobby, I'd recommend it to most people. But yeah, that's me. See ya. Ah, that sounds lame. That's true.